helicopter monitored from a discreet distance.
One of the most striking things about this demonstration is the sheer level of organisation. There are countless numbers of people flooding through here, but there's no security problem. Now, if that kind of organisation is carried through to the political level, the Shia of Iraq will be a powerful force to be reckoned with.
And this is faith in the shadow of political upheaval. The clerics are the organising force, and their influence here is profound. My dream from all times is to have an Islamic state, this cleric told us. Not a dictator state like Saddam, but a free one. Many of those in the crowds we've spoken with echoed those sentiments. Already there are Islamic councils springing up in towns and villages across south and central Iraq. But the big prize is to rule the country. Here in Karbala, the Shiites believe they've begun marching to that dream. Fergal Keane, BBC News, Karbala.
Well, our correspondent Damien Grammaticus is also in Karbala and has watched the arrival of many of the thousands of Shias. He says the occasion has been very orderly.
Well, it has been very peaceful. You can take a look here down behind me, the sort of scenes that we are seeing here. This is Shias enjoying.
Once this festival is over, though, they'll be wanting to talk about a political place on the new map of Iraq, won't they?
Reaction to the release of all controls on them, but the reason Saddam Hussein kept those controls was that he feared these demonstrations, that they did turn political, and that's something that has been feared for long before Saddam Hussein, in fact, way back to the British Empire when they controlled Iraq too. Even they tried to stop these demonstrations because they did often become very political, and I think there is definitely a politicised element here. Shias suddenly standing up, finding their voice, I'm sure you can hear, and saying that Shias must be heard, they must be counted.
Hello and welcome to BBC World News. I'm Stephen Cole. Hundreds of thousands of Shia Muslims have been arriving at shrines in the Iraqi city of Karbala, completing a religious pilgrimage that was banned under Saddam Hussein for 25 years. Over the next few days, more than 1 million pilgrims are expected to visit the shrine of Imam Hussein, grandson of the Prophet Muhammad. In other developments, the former American general chosen by the US to preside over an interim administration in Iraq is traveling to the north of the country. And US forces in Iraq say they're holding another senior Iraqi official. Mohammed Hamza al-Zubaydi is number 18 on the US list of 55 most wanted Iraqis. Now, let's cross live to Karbala, and our correspondent there is Damien Grammaticus. Damien.
Stephen, yes, well, the festivities here are really starting to reach their climax. We've these extraordinary scenes, hundreds of thousands of people filing into this city. They're coming in to pay their respects at the two holy shrines here, the shrine of Hussein and the shrine of Abbas. Hussein, as you were saying, the grandson of the Prophet. But this is an event that Shias have not been able to mark for 30 years. There used to be checkpoints on the edge of the city. Saddam's forces used to shoot people who tried to come in. Even 40 days ago, at the beginning of this event, there was thought to have been a shooting in the centre here, in which it's claimed about a dozen people were shot dead. Now, over the space of the several days that this has taken place, it's thought that the number of people passing through here could reach even up to 4 to 5 million.
The lines of pilgrims stretch for at least 100 kilometres across the desert. Many have walked for days. Their journey a celebration of an age-old faith and a newfound freedom.
All the people think that Saddam Hussein is a nightmare. And only Bush who helped us to get rid of him.
So how do you feel now?
I feel very happy now and freely. I taste the freedom today, only today.
And how does it taste?
Yes?
How does it taste?
It is very sweet.
Now the dictator's grip has gone, Iraq's Shiite Muslims amassing in their hundreds of thousands. Shias, a majority in Iraq, sense a century on the margins of power may be ending.
Well, this is a religious gathering, but the huge numbers who've come here to take part must serve as some sort of a warning to the Americans and whatever sort of government they help install here in Iraq, that Shias simply cannot be discounted. They must be given a role in the new Iraq.
If not, their passions could prove hard to control. Damien Grammaticus, BBC News, Karbala.
are seeing here really is as much a religious festival as it is a celebration of the demise of Saddam Hussein. We're seeing that in many of the chants that they're shouting down there.
Damien, the US must have kept a low profile. Did they keep right out the way?
Yes, they have done. We can actually give you a quick view of what's happening down here now. The US have kept a very, very low profile, way out of this city. The occasional helicopter flying overhead, but these scenes, I think, may be slightly troubling for the US. They have to, when they see the size of these crowds, take into account that they simply cannot now discount Shias. Now, what we're seeing down here, the Shias whipping their backs with these chains, this is a practice that's been banned for 30 years. They have not been able to do this. So this is the first time this has happened in public here in Iraq, in front of these crowds. And in fact, interestingly, even the Shia clerics have been telling people that they shouldn't be doing this, but they're doing it because they're coming here to commemorate the Battle of Karbala, which happened on this site in the year 680, when Shia Muslims and Sunni Muslims were fighting amongst themselves for the succession to the Prophet Muhammad. And they are, Shias now, I think, coming out, and these sorts of practices that they're doing are ones that maybe have been imported from Iran. So part of the question now is about the political aspirations of Shias. Will they want a religious government? And the thought at the moment is that the message from the mullahs, from the mosques, is that that shouldn't be the case. The Shias should seek to live in harmony in Iraq with their Sunni counterparts.
So, a massive expression of religious freedom, Damien, after, what, 30-odd years. You mentioned briefly there the politics. So any politics on show?
Absolutely. The slogans that they are shouting, the chants that are coming out, chants about Saddam, where are you? Hussein, they're talking about the martyr Hussein there. They're saying that Hussein, the martyr, has triumphed over Saddam. So talking about the fact that Saddam tried to repress Shias and that they have continued. They're saying no, no Saddam, no, no Ba'ath Party. So very, very much a political colour to it. And that's one of the reasons why Saddam never wanted to see rallies like this happening.
Damien Grammaticus in Karbala. Many thanks to you. The chief